You know what this? This a packed gym in January, but give it a month and most of these people gone. Every year gyms make a solid profit of that January rush. It's always the same story. This year I'm changed my life, I'm finally getting in shape. But reality hits and laziness wins over ambition.
By the way, how are those New Year's resolutions going? How many goals have you actually crossed off the list? Feel like you are any closer to your big dream. Alright, I'm not here to roast you, I promise. I have missed a bunch of my own goals too. For a long time I honestly thought that Disciplina and I just weren't meant to be together.
Maybe your teacher said the same thing about you as they did about me. Smart kid, could do anything if he just tried, but he is lazy. We hear motivational slogans all the time. Follow your dreams, set a goal and crush it, just do it. Sure, if it were really that easy, we'd all be Superman by now.
The classic advice just do it, it kind of works for everyone and no one at the same time.
The problem is that advice doesn't consider any nuance, no personal struggles, no inner resistance. Everyone knows it should act, that's not the hard part. What always interested me more was understanding why we don't. What's really going on under the surface when we say we want something, but don't go for it.
Is it even possible to not force yourself every time you want to get something done? Why do so many people get it, they understand, and still do nothing? And the most important, is there a way out of this weird state where you want something, but something inside you keeps resisting?
Since I was a kid, I have always wanted to become something, even if I didn't know what exactly. I didn't want to waste my shot if I had one. Grown-ups would say, as long as you have got the desire, you will make it. I believe that it sounded both helpful and logical. If you really want something, it will eventually pull that towards success, right? But the older I got, the more I saw how much trickier it all really is.
In fact, in ancient Greek, they have a different words for different kind of wants. That's how deep it goes.
Everyone wants freedom, but not everyone wants the responsibility that comes with it. Everyone wants respect, but few are ready to earn it. Everyone dreams of being rich, but not everyone's willing to walk the long, painful road to get there. We all know that one guy, maybe from school or university, full of fire with 100 ideas, plans, business schemes, and YouTube channel concepts, maybe even dreams of becoming the next esport champ or music star. But the spark fades just as fast as it flared up. Thinking about tomorrow's big comeback is easy, even inspiring. Your pictures is a new version of yourself, stronger, cooler, more focused. And from the comfort of your bed, those dreams feel so good. Because tomorrow's you is the one who has to pull it off, but not current you.
And of course, same story every year with New Year's goals. You wanna make up for the lost time, go big, and make this your year. It's tempting to shoot for the star and forget one tiny detail. The person who has to make all that happen is still you, not Iron Man.
Wanting to change your life radically isn't a bad thing, but if you are just playing with the dream, enjoying the idea of it, you might fall into a really dangerous trap. Promise inflation. Let's say you tell yourself, starting tomorrow I'm gonna learn to code, or make a beat, or whatever it is. If you actually follow thought, even a little, your self-belief grows. But if you flake or quit halfway, that's when the inflation kicks in. Every time you break a promise to yourself, your world gets a little cheaper. And after enough of those, you stop believing in your own ability to follow thought at all.
That's how we end with the wish bubbles. People planning to launch a business, change the world, live in their dreams, and the next day they forget it ever exists.
You build up what's basically learned helplessness, a belief that you can trust yourself, even to fix the problem.
If you really want to achieve something, start to be honestly with yourself. Are you ready to go all the way? Do you love the idea of result? Or are you actually willing to walk the road, pay the price, sacrifice a few comforts along the way?
And when you strip everything down, you're left with two real options. Either let off the goal, stop torturing yourself with false hope, or make a firm, final decision to actually start. Not everyone has to choose the second part. Plenty of people live perfectly happy lives staying in the comfort zone. But if you're someone who has to go for it, someone who feels like you just can't not try, then now's the time.
I don't think started is the hardest part. I think started is the most important part. But once you are in, that's when real challenge begins. There are hidden traps everywhere and you will run into them.
Back in high school, I had this classmate. One day out of nowhere, he decided to start making videos, just for fun. No big goals, no strategy. But something about it hooked him. Over time, he wanted more, to make good content, to grow a channel. The thing is, he was never the organized type. I mean, the dude didn't even bring the notebook to class, lightifying him, so he started trying. Only nothing really worked. People at school joke about his videos, and every time he sat down to edit, he'd hit this wall like his mind just froze. Total mental block. He wanted to make stuff, he wanted to improve, but every step forward felt like walking sword mode. It wasn't laziness. Laziness is when you don't want to do something. He wanted, he just couldn't move. And that's when the doubt started creeping in. What if I'm not talented? What if I'm just average? How much do you ever have to want something for it to actually work out? But he didn't quite.
Back when it seems like YouTube wasn't really his theme, something shifted over time. And if something genuinely grabs you, it's worth sticking with it even you're stubborn at first. Just don't give up. So how can you tell you how strong someone's desire really is, especially who made it?
And sometimes I wonder, maybe for other people it's easier. Maybe they are just more naturally gifted and I'm not. Maybe I'm just a mediocre guy trying to force a dream that's not mine. You know, in movies ambition is always this unstartable force, like it fills the sails and just carries the hero forward, right thought all the storms. Sure, there are obstacles, but they are always external. Nobody talks about the internal battle. And we have all heard that line, do what you love and you will never work a day in your life. But for me, they didn't hit right.
Well, first of turning your hobby into a job, that's the whole job in itself. You have to go sort the all daily stuff, responsibilities, and pressure just to find time for something you say you love.
Because what actually happened was this. I tried to make a progress, I'd fail, spiral into self-doubt, overthinking the hell out of it, beat myself up for thinking too much instead of doing, and then do nothing. It was a loop, a trap, a cycle.
And this whole struggle went on until I stumbled upon a book called The War of Art, not confused The Art of War.
And the very first line hit me like a punch to the chest. Most of us have two lives. The life we live and the unlived life with us. Between the two stands resistance. I keep reading, page after page, and it was like the author had been inside my head. Everything I felt for years, he'd put into words. I finished the book in one sitting.
It's actually the only book I ever felt like rereading, and I did it. I posted both text and audio versions in my Telegram channel, so if you're curious, you can grab it there.
And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel broken. I felt understood, I felt hope, I realized maybe I could actually win this war. And here is the thing I learned. Resistance, that invisible force that stops you every time you try to build something meaningful, it's real. It's what Freud called the death instinct, that varied in a pull toward distraction and self-sabotage. And it kicks in strongest when you are crashing something long-term, something real. Sometimes we get hit with the weirdest, darkness thoughts, stuff we don't even want to admit to ourselves. But here's the truth. Your thoughts aren't you. You are the one who decides what to do with them.
All I ask now is that you listen to what I'm about share with an open mind. No filters, no judgment. Because at one point this concept honestly became a lifesaver for me.
It made one thing crystal clear. Resistance, all those mental blocks and doubts, they are not actually you. They just show up when you are about to do something that matters. And get this, the more meaningful things you are about to do, the stronger the resistance gets. You can go to school or work and feel mostly fine. But the second you think about starting the side project, launching that business, finally making music, writing that script, and suddenly it's like this giant snake wraps around you and squeezes the motivation out of your chest.
The more you really want something, the more important the outcome becomes. And the higher the stakes, the higher the fear of failure. All those little excuses, like I just a few more TikToks, or maybe I just need to sleep it off, or now is not right time, there is so much going on, or that classic, I will start when the timing feels perfect.
And like I said before, at some point it comes down to a choice. Either let go of that goal completely and stop turning yourself, or do what you can with what you have and where you are. If you choose action, even tiny steps, congrats, that's the first wall of resistance you have just broken through. But don't get it twisted, the fight's not over. Resistance doesn't just disappear, it changes tactics, it fins cracks.
But here's the thing almost no one talks about, the doubts that creep in along the way. Like, is it even worth it? Am I wasting my time? Do I really want this? Does this feel like my purpose? Do I even deserve this?
People love to talk about pushing through obstacles and never giving up. But honestly, if most successful people knew how hard it would actually be, they might be never started. But mistakes, fear, doubt, they are not the enemy. They are part of the price you pay for doing something real. Worry is not your sin. Trust me, if it isn't, you will soon enough. But until then, treat doubt like a compass. Because doubt is just fear in disguise. And fear means you care. It means you are close to something real. Every fighter feels before a fight. Every speaker gets nervous before they go on stage. Every entrepreneur had that pit in their stomach before big risk.
Another sneaky trick of resistance: unrealistic expectations. High standards that crush you before you even start. And the worst part, successful stories on the internet that make it worse. He just had one genius idea and became rich overnight. She dropped one track and blew up of nowhere. He posted a video and suddenly he's famous. We hear this all the time and they mess with our heads.
The idea of fast results honestly is one of the biggest traps out there. It convinces you that there's a shortcut, some secret formula, a hack, a hidden door to success that will save you the hard work. I mean, it's way more exciting to fantasy about suddenly becoming rich than it's to think about gradually increasing your income by 10%, right? But the more unrealistic your goal, the stronger the resistance and the harder it is to move forward.
Yes, we all want our work to be great, that's normal. But perfectionism is one of the resistance most dangerous weapons.
When you try to do everything perfectly from the start, your brain goes into overdrive. You start obsessing over every tiny variable, trying to prepare for all possible outcomes. And just like that, you're frozen, stuck. You tell yourself, I don't have enough skills yet. Maybe I should wait. I will start when I can do it right, when people will actually be impressed. And even if you force your way through that perfectionism and push like crazy, if it still doesn't work out, the failure hits even harder. And next time, the resistance will be twice as stronger.
The best move? Start before you know how it's all gonna work out. Figure it out as you go. Give yourself permission to mess up because that's how you learn to get good.
I have heard that million times, if you want to be success, become the kind of person who success. And yeah, that sounds powerful, but so many people interpret that the wrong way. They try to build this fake version of themselves. You know, the ideal success person. Wake up at 5 a.m., tracks every calorie, never missed a workout, journals, reads a book a day, and that's where resistance is sitting in the background, because the second one little thing goes wrong, the whole day, your whole system crashed like a line of dominoes.
The key is to just keep hitting the same spot. You don't need to be the most organized person or super disciplined. Honestly, you could be sleep deprived or eating junk food or skipping workouts and still make progress.
Here's the thing, you can be lazy, inconsistent, messy, whatever, but if you keep showing up and getting the main thing done, the one thing that truly moves you forward, you will win. I know, you probably heard that before. I used to roll my eyes at the kind of advice too, especially when it felt like it just wasn't work for me. Like maybe success is just meant for other people. But you know what? That's now your real thought. That's resistant talking.
Think about it. If you want a glass of water, you just go get one. Grab a cup, pour the water, drink it. Simple steps, right? And boom, you got what you wanted. It's the same here, focus on your next step. If you do the right thing, you will get right results. Maybe not right away, but eventually. I promise.
Sometimes you will have wins and resistance will back off a bit. Other time it will hit your heart like a wave and you will feel like you're drowning.
But no matter how many wins or losses you collect, resistance won't just disappear. There is no peace treaty with it. It will always be there. So right now I'm asking you to push back, fight it. And hey, if this video helped even a little, hit that like button. Maybe it will help someone else too, just like it helped me back then. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.